What's up everybody, it's your boy SEPTZILLA right here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm making this video especially for everybody that answered to my poll like a couple of months ago. I don't even know if y'all remember, but I said that I will eventually give my feedback towards the questions that I made in regards to how you practice, like how often you practice, how do you track your growth, like pretty much just knowing how or what is for you a productive, routine of practicing something. In this case, dance, and it can be after school or whatever you want to learn. Okay, and thank you everybody that share, your answers and your insights on how you deal with stuff, because it's not easy. When you're trying to learn stuff and trying to pretty much know where you have to go, you don't know if you're doing right or wrong. You need feedback. You need to understand, like, if you're getting better. It's hard for some people to track and have a system that can actually work and be productive. By the way, like from the get-go, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave your comment after you watch this video if you appreciate, if you enjoy the time listening to me, and like and share with your friends. Of course, I'm gonna be doing more videos like this because I feel like it's important also. So yes, without further ado, we're gonna jump then into like how to practice and how to track your growth. Let's say this. For me, it's very, very important to understand or to create a system that works for you. Not everybody practices the same way, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong around that. But let's say, like, whatever you do, it has to work. And when I say it has to work, is respecting your own pace, respecting your own goals and your own timing, your own state of mind and how you see things. That's people who like to, just go with the flow and experiment movement and see wherever it goes, it goes. And that's people who actually like to know that, okay, I'm going from point A to B to C, and I know this, I don't know that, I have to work on that, and blah blah. So a practice session can be around everything, but it has to work for you, and there has to be growth and evolution. Okay, so how do you know that you're pretty much, whatever your practice routine is working for you? Okay, how do you know? So let's say that for me, by pretty much knowing from where you start to where you're at right now, if that's progress. And how can you check that? Okay, you can go and analyze your footage. You can go and see like movements that you used to do, and if you do them now, if they are better, that's more confident on them, there's more sharpness on them, cleanness on them, or do you enjoy more, do you stress still? Okay, so tracking, if whatever method of training you're doing is making you grow, is super important, right? Cool. If you don't have a method of training, then you have to create one, and then eventually you're gonna track if it works for you or not. Okay, but normally, even if it's like a small thing like that you're doing better, that's great. Okay, so I would say that that's the first thing that you have to like be aware of. Okay, so second thing, I really feel like is important to establish goals. Okay, so let's say there's a move that I want to learn. That move has a specific way to be done, timing in the music, has a specific static. Okay, depending on like if I'm learning from person A or B, you're gonna have some traces of how the person breaks down to you, but on your own body you have to feel okay with the move. So to feel okay with the move, you have to practice, and the goal will eventually be able to perform the move with confidence and style and enjoyment, right? So if that's the goal, then you have to have a structure to how to practice so you can reach the goal, and that can be amplified into like you learning a style. But let's think of it as like specifically a move. Okay, so how do I have to break down the move? Okay, How does it work with my legs? How does it work with my upper body, my arms, my head? Is that movement here? Is that isolation here or there? I work on that. Isolate it all at the same time, okay? Just do the step. Stay a couple of times on the step, and then pretty much once you got the step, then you reach your goal. And this is like one thing that for me, like, pretty much works. And it works for everybody. Like, that's how I teach. You learn a piece, you control the piece, you're able to perform, then you pass to the next one. That this will connect to one thing that I feel like is important, that is focus, okay? So when I say focus, it's not just at the moment, but is focus on what you are practicing, alright? And again, this depends on how you practice, because a lot of people have a hard time staying focused and repeating the same step over and over again, like each section until you get it. And I understand it can be frustrating, but that's also gains from it, okay? So let's say that if you don't have the habit, okay, of repeating a move specifically, or like a technique specifically for like a couple of hours in practice, then, or you cannot stay with one specific thing, maybe try to make it 2, try to make it 3, but still it has to be something under your control, so what you can track it, okay? So let's say, okay, I cannot do one move and stay there for 3 months. It's fine. Do 2 moves, do 3 moves, do 4 moves. Alright, if you are able to then, you know, not be bored but what you're doing, so you're gonna be like, alright, cool, let me do this move today, and then the next move tomorrow, and then the next move after tomorrow. And but still they are like 3 moves, not 10,000. Try to control the information so you can track your progress, okay? Believe me, this will help you a lot, okay? Tracking what you do also like has to do with motivation, because that's fine that you're gonna be all over the place and feel like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm getting better, I feel like my dance is not. Look, sometimes you are also growing. I'm not saying if you're all over the place you might not grow, but just because you cannot see it, you cannot understand that you went from not knowing this to knowing this, because that's so much in your head, you might feel like, I'm lost, but actually you're growing, but you're just not tracking what you're doing. What is something that I think it helps also when it comes to motivation, alright? And at least works for me, alright? And for a couple of people that I taught, and other friends, and I see like it changes the way you approach also like the information that you know and how you value, because you can see like, I'm getting better at doing this, because I could see myself in this like 2 months ago. Let's say I recorded, and now I record again and it's completely different. It's better, I feel better, there's more confidence, okay? And you can only do that, you know, with a few pieces of information. If that's too much, then it's hard, okay? That's why I'm saying, if you cannot repeat the same move all over again, like let's say 2-3 moves, maximum 4, that's great, okay? And track them, see if you're getting better just with those moves, alright? The next thing I will say is be able to, you know, also give time to your body to digest information, because as much as you repeat, that's, you know, it's never bad to repeat and have your muscular memory going, but also like let your subconscious like breathe and assimilate that thing, okay? Because consciously we do something, we practice things here, but then when we don't do them, our body memory, you know, becomes like a second nature. I actually speak about this a lot. That is the second nature thing. Yeah, it might be super weird, but for me, I believe that we have like 2 hard drives. The C, that is the main one, and we have the D drive. The D drive is pretty much all the systems that we are not aware of it, you know. We are not aware that we have them, but it's just there on the back, sustaining the programs that we have on the C file. right? The C file is where we practice and we do things like very conscious. But the D is like the unconscious side, that whenever the C is lacking, it supports, right? It just comes straight. We don't even know how it came, it just is there. Alright, so you have to establish that relationship that is like, I practice something so much that it becomes second nature, so I don't need to remember. Okay, so you don't want to always be present in what you do. Has, let's say, for somebody that freestyles and wants to improvise, you want to have the organic feeling to it and let the flow just dictate how you drop information, because it's not routine. It's not like I have to remember. When you like improvising, it's more about just releasing, and the things that you practiced before will come to you, and just, yeah, you know, you're gonna dance and let it go. And to do that, I think that is a lot of rest, is a lot of after repeating and after feeling like, okay, I got this so in memory that, you know, I feel like now I'm not touching it, I'm gonna do something else. Let your brain marinate on it. Okay, cool. That's pretty much like what I normally do when I'm trying to get something new. There's a time where I like intensively work on it, then I take a time and I relax, I go to something else. That thing is still there, but I don't want to make it look like mathematically I have to do it. Okay, even though it's a process if you do it, but the more you let it go to your subconscious, to your, you know, D drive, the better. So when you need it, it's just gonna come organically. I know it might be complicated, but some people might relate to this. But if you don't, just let me know still, so I can make a better video, or just like reply to you maybe with more detail about this. The last one, I will say this, like, try to create a system, because pretty much everybody, so everything I did or everything I said is a system. Okay, so imagine if your goal is to learn a style or to be able to do something specifically or upgrade certain elements of your style, then you're gonna have to focus on them. And by focusing on them, you want to know what you have to do to work on them specifically during a, like, you know, long or short period of time, or whatever period of time you decide. Put in work on that time and focus just on that. You know, once you have that, then you can pretty much try to showcase it. You know, try to find places where you can then test it. You know, make it on a video, go on a cipher, perform it. See if you're there, like, you know, with the comfort that you need. And once you get that, then go to something else. Or if you have different elements, then you organize your weekly schedule so you can fit different, you know, topics. But again, don't range the topics in a way that you lose track of what you have to do. Okay, and again, I'm not saying you have to be a control freak, but like, at least for me, like, when it comes to practicing and growth and understanding where are you getting better or not, because I need to understand where I'm going. Let's say that I want to keep I want to keep a couple of things under my control, right? But I can also, like, when it's time to, like, let it out. So what you are trying to control is more in, like, the practice level of things. When I'm practicing, I'm in control. But the moment that I decide, look, I'm just dancing, I'm just enjoying, I'm on the cipher, I'm gonna do whatever I want, then you don't have to remember anything. You don't have to come with any sort of, you know, expectation. Just do whatever you want to do, because guess what? You know, the D drive that I spoke about it, the things that you practice, they're gonna be there eventually. And when you're just going with the flow, they will come out, okay, if you did your homework. Alright, so this is how I view, like, a process of training. It might sound like too like obvious, but I feel like not everybody pretty much, at least from the answers that I got from my poll, because it can vary depending on who is watching this, but if you relate if you're one of the people that, you know, don't really know what is a good practice session, or if you, how do I tell that I'm getting better at something, I try to just see if this can apply to you. Okay, all these like topics, like tracking your information, having focus, like repeating like a specific stuff for like a couple of time, and see from where you started till you where you are, you know, if that's like a growth. And from that, pretty much apply that to like a larger scale, into like a whole different components of your freestyle or your dance. Okay, and see if that helps you understand or where you're going, or where is your current state in terms of like dance and style. Okay, yeah, this is pretty much the video. I would say that like all these things are like specific stuff that I think is good to share with y'all. If you know, watching more tutorials, if you're like doing classes, learning after hours or other styles, and you feel like this is important, like to understand like how do I practice, how do I control the information that I'm learning, so I can work on it and then eventually showcase it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. That's pretty much everything. I hope this video is helpful. Make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment. I am gonna continuously do these videos because I think it's important. It might help a lot of people, and if it helps you, just please let me know, because I'm doing this for y'all. Okay, so yes, that's your video. It's your boy SEPTZILLA, and I'll see you on the next one. Alright, peace.